spotted together again. Dylan, Wang and Shen reignite dating rumors with late-night encounter. Around 10:47 p.m., a blurry photograph began circulating on Chinese social media platform Weibo. It was grainy and taken from a distance, but there was no mistaking the figures in the frame. Dylan Wang, dressed in a black hoodie and cap, walking beside none other than Shen Yu, in a cream-colored trench coat and a black beanie. The two seemingly deep in conversation and just barely touching hands. Within minutes, the post exploded. Fans flooded the comment section. OMG! Is that really them? Don't tell me they are together again. They look so good. I knew this was meant to be. My Meteor Garden heart can't take this. The post racked up over 300,000 likes in under an hour. Hashtags like #Dylan and Shen spotted, #Meteor Garden reunion, and #Wang Israel started trending not just in China, but globally. The internet was on fire. The photo may have been a surprise, but the emotions it stirred were rooted in something deeper. To understand the impact of that single image, we need to go back to when it all began. 2018. That was the year Dylan Wang and Shen stole the hearts of millions with their unforgettable roles as Dao Ming-Sai and Shan Cai in the hit drama Meteor Garden. Their on-screen chemistry was electric, palpable in every glance, every argument, every kiss. And it wasn't long before fans started to believe the magic wasn't limited to the screen. They were shipped relentlessly. Nicknamed Wang Yu, they became one of the most beloved pairings in recent C-drama history. Every behind-the-scenes clip, every red carpet interaction, every accidental touch was dissected, analyzed, and adored by fans who believed something real was unfolding behind the scenes. But after the drama ended, both stars went their separate ways, professionally and, seemingly, personally. Rumors swirled over the years. Were they dating? Were they just friends? Had they drifted apart completely? And now, this. According to multiple eyewitness accounts, Dylan and Shen Yu were seen exiting a discreet restaurant near Sanlitun, one of Beijing's most stylish neighborhoods, around 9:45 p.m. They weren't flanked by bodyguards or assistants, just the two of them, dressed down but unmistakable. They looked comfortable, said a fan who asked to remain anonymous. Like two people who've known each other for a long time. It didn't look like a PR stunt at all. One bystander swore he saw Dylan open the car door for her. Another claimed Shen Yu was laughing at something he said while gently swatting his arm. And the biggest moment? That subtle, blink-and-you-miss-it handhold that cameras barely caught. But fans noticed. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't staged. It was real. Or at least, it looked real. And that's what mattered. Agency response. By the next morning, the internet had one burning question. Are they dating again? Neither Dylan Wang's management nor Shen Yu's agency released any statement. Silence. And in the world of celebrity gossip, no comment often says more than words ever could. This radio silence only added fuel to the fire. Fan forums lit up with speculation, theories, timelines, and comparisons to past interviews where both stars had spoken vaguely, but fondly, about each other. The buzz wasn't just online, it was everywhere. As daylight broke and Beijing awoke to the morning rush, fans across Asia, North America, and Europe were still glued to their phones. Screenshots of the now viral photo were being turned into memes, edits, and even digital fan art. Some accounts began posting comparison clips of their past interviews, analyzing voice tones, body language, and eye contact like detectives on a mission. In fandom circles, there was only one question on everyone's mind. Was this the moment they'd all been waiting for? One look at the comment section under the trending hashtags, and you'd think the two stars had just gotten engaged. The fan response was overwhelming and emotional. I'm crying real tears. I never thought we'd see them together again. They made my teenage years magical. Please let this be real. I knew it. I just knew the way he looked at her wasn't acting. Shen Yu once said she felt safest around him. My heart can't handle this. I was having a bad day, but this gave me life again. Thank you, Wang Yu. Even international fans jumped into the fray. Filipino, Thai, Korean, Nigerian, and Arab fan pages were ablaze with translations, theories, and emotional outbursts. Some even began organizing virtual watch parties to revisit Meteor Garden, as if reliving their love story could somehow confirm it's real again. A popular TikTok clip showing their old kissing scene from the show with the caption "Real Love Never Dies" gained over 3 million views in 12 hours. What made this single encounter so powerful? Why did this low-res image cause such a frenzy? The answer: nostalgia. For many fans, Meteor Garden wasn't just a show. It was an era. A time in life when emotions were simpler and love stories felt more magical. Dylan and Shen Yu didn't just play Dao Ming Sai and Shan Cai. They became symbols of first love, of tender beginnings, of slow-burn romance that conquered every obstacle. Seeing them together again was like watching an old dream stir back to life. And for fans who had grown up with them, who had hoped for years that their off-screen connection was just as real as their on-screen fire, this moment was a form of emotional validation. Industry buzz. What insiders are whispering? While the fans were screaming online, the entertainment industry insiders were whispering. An anonymous assistant director who worked on Meteor Garden took to his private WeChat moments with a cryptic post. Some connections never break, even when years pass and cameras stop rolling. A stylist who had worked briefly with both stars commented on a viral post with a single emoji, eyes, sparking even more curiosity. Journalists began reaching out to their agencies, but both teams continued to maintain silence. Some reporters speculated that this might not be a casual dinner but the beginning of a slow reintroduction, a soft launch, if you will, of something real. Celebrity gossip sites had a field day, posting headlines like, "Are Dylan and Shen Yu Hollywood's next power couple?" Back on. Sources say Shen Yu and Dylan Wang never lost touch. Private dinners and shared glances. What's really going on? As fans continued to dig into the past, some quotes began making the rounds online, reminders of the subtle hints both actors had dropped over the years. Dylan Wang, 2018 interview. Working with Shen Yu was comfortable. She made me feel like I could be myself. I trusted her. Shen Yu, 2019 variety show appearance. He's funny, but also surprisingly thoughtful. I remember small things he did when the cameras weren't rolling. That stays with you. Dylan Wang, 2020 fan meet. The chemistry wasn't fake, but some things you keep private. These words, once passed off as friendly admiration, now read like veiled truths. Fans reposted them with new captions. Looking back now, how did we not realize this was real? He literally told us and we didn't believe him. What could this mean? The possibilities are endless. Maybe it was just dinner between friends. Maybe they reconnected after years apart. Or maybe, just maybe, this is the soft opening of a second chapter in their relationship. Could they be testing the waters before going public? Could a new project have brought them back together and rekindled old feelings? Or is this a quiet, real-life love story slowly blossoming outside the spotlight? The truth remains unclear, but the public reaction is loud and clear. They want this. The phenomenon now being called Wang Yu fever didn't start with the viral photo. It began 6 years ago. In 2018, a modern retelling of the classic Meteor Garden aired across Asia and beyond, quickly becoming one of the most watched C-dramas of the decade. It wasn't just the plot that captivated audiences, it was the casting. Dylan Wang, a charismatic newcomer with a commanding screen presence, and Shen Yu, the soft-featured, endearing actress who could switch from sweet to feisty in a blink, delivered a performance that many say redefined the genre. But what truly caught fire? Their chemistry. To understand why Dylan and Shen Yu's recent reunion is making global headlines, one must revisit the Meteor Garden effect. Their on-screen tension was electric. Each stare, each fight, and every romantic climax felt raw, believable, and heartbreakingly human. It wasn't long before fans started suspecting something off-screen was fueling their performances. Clips of them giggling during interviews, brushing hands on red carpets, and sneaking glances at each other became fan canon. Entire YouTube channels were dedicated to proof that Wang Yu was real. In fandoms across China, the Philippines, Indonesia, Brazil, Nigeria, and the US, Dylan and Shen Yu became synonymous with a kind of dream love that transcended fiction. You didn't watch Meteor Garden. You lived it with them. A viral fan tweet that garnered over 1M likes. The story of Dao Ming Sai and Shan Cai wasn't just watched, it was absorbed into millions of hearts. Their awkward beginnings, explosive arguments, silent apologies, and soul-bearing love scenes had viewers crying in bedrooms, streaming episodes under blankets at 2 a.m., and writing fan fiction by the thousands. Dylan and Shen Yu became more than just actors. They became emotional anchors for a generation navigating their own real-life romances. So, when the series ended and they went their separate ways professionally, fans didn't accept it. They refused to let go of the fantasy that maybe, just maybe, those feelings were real. Unlike traditional celebrity couples, Dylan and Shen Yu never confirmed a relationship. But to many fans, their emotional distance post-Meteor Garden felt like a breakup. They stopped appearing in public together. They took on very different acting roles. Interviews that once included giggles and compliments now became formal and guarded. Still, fans held on to moments like Shen Yu tearing up while watching a Meteor Garden kiss scene during a press junket, Dylan's awkward silence when asked if he missed working with Shen Yu, the 2021 award show where they were spotted in the same venue but never greeted each other. Their silence spoke louder than words, one fan wrote on a popular discussion board. The emotional weight of their fictional love story left a gap that neither actor, or any of their new co-stars, could quite fill. And so the fandom waited, quietly, desperately, patiently, until now. In some ways, the timing of this reunion couldn't be more perfect. Both Dylan and Shen Yu are more mature now, professionally and personally. Their careers have evolved. They've proven their range as actors, gained international clout, and are no longer just Meteor Garden kids. So to see them together again, older, wiser, and smiling like no time had passed, it stirred something powerful. It wasn't just about romance. It was about hope, closure, second chances. And that's why this single photo has taken the internet hostage. Theories, predictions, and fan fiction. With no official statements from either party, the rumor mill has taken on a life of its own. Some popular fan theories include 1. They are dating in secret and this was an accidental public slip. 2. They are preparing for a new drama together and this was a marketing leak. 3. They've been friends all along, but the media hype turned a dinner into drama. 4. This is the soft launch before a public reveal. Meanwhile, fan fiction writers have returned in full force. In just 24 hours, over 2,000 new Dylan Shen Yu stories appeared across Wattpad, AO3, and Chinese writing platforms. Titles like After the Lights Fade, Always Her, and The Secret He Kept are trending once more. What's clear now is that Dylan and Shen Yu are more than a couple to fans. They represent an era, a genre, and a feeling. Their dynamic captured the innocence of first love, the tension of growing pains, and the triumph of choosing each other despite the chaos. Their reunion, whether romantic or platonic, feels like the healing of an old wound, a reminder that some connections don't break, they just rest. And if this moment is any indication, that connection has woken up again. The photo of Dylan, Wang, and Shen Yu exiting a Seoul tea house together continues to dominate social media. But what's even louder than the fan cheers is the deafening silence from their teams. No confirmations. No denials. No vague "they are just friends" press releases. Nothing. This calculated quietness has left room for one thing to thrive: speculation. Silence isn't always neutral. In the entertainment world, silence is rarely accidental. PR teams often issue denials within hours if rumors could hurt an actor's image, especially if the actor is tied to major endorsements or upcoming roles. So why hasn't either studio stepped forward? One entertainment journalist in Beijing, speaking anonymously, said, "It's not that they don't know the story has gone viral. They do. But there's likely a strategic pause happening. Something bigger is coming, and they're letting the buzz build first." Could it be a new project? Or something more personal? Are they co-starring again? The biggest theory among industry insiders is that Dylan, Wang, and Shen Yu are reuniting on screen. According to multiple unconfirmed reports, a big-budget modern romance series titled Autumn Ashes has been in development since late 2024. The show allegedly centers on two estranged lovers, once wildly in love, who reconnect unexpectedly after a decade apart. Sound familiar? The production, reportedly backed by IQIYI, has not released its full cast list. But anonymous leaks suggest the two leads were chosen for their explosive on-screen history. And now, with these late-night photos surfacing, fans are putting the pieces together. They are already filming in secret. That's why they were seen together, wrote one user on Weibo, pointing out that several IQIYI filming crews were also spotted in Seoul this week. If true, the series could be the most anticipated reunion drama in years. Casting Dylan and Shen Yu together again is a gamble, for them and for any production team. On one hand, the potential for viewership is astronomical. Their last project together had over 3 billion views globally. But on the other hand, public expectations are unbelievably high. Anything short of perfect chemistry might be seen as a disappointment. And then there's the personal risk. When you're paired with someone who once meant everything to your audience, you can't just act. You have to relive it, explained casting director Lin Maiching in a recent podcast episode. It's emotionally demanding, especially if there's real history there. Let's not ignore the elephant in the room. Wang Yu fandom pressure is real. Both Dylan and Shen Yu have had other rumored relationships. Yet any time they are seen with someone new, fan comments flood the internet. She's not Shen Yu. He only smiles like that with you. We want our endgame, not a replacement. This kind of intense devotion creates a double-edged sword. It's beautiful and brutal. In fact, some insiders believe it's one reason Dylan and Shen Yu have stayed apart for so long. The pressure became too much. One former assistant on the Meteor Garden set allegedly said, "They were young. They liked each other, but every move became public. Even their silences were analyzed. It became overwhelming." Could their current silence be a way of reclaiming their narrative? If so, it might be their most powerful move yet. Both stars are also at critical turning points in their careers. Dylan Wang has been expanding his range. After starring in Love Between Fairy and Devil, he showed the world he could handle both fantasy epics and modern dramas. He's also exploring directing. His short film Behind the Mist gained festival recognition earlier this year. Shen Yu, meanwhile, has been more selective in her roles. Her quiet but moving performance in the indie drama The Paper Flower earned critical praise. She's also reportedly been developing her own production company to support scripts with emotional realism and female complexity. In short, they are no longer the sweethearts of 2018. They are artists. Evolving, risk-taking, unafraid, and reuniting now, with more experience and independence, could allow them to collaborate on their terms. Regardless of the truth, dating or not, working or not, this reunion has moved people. It speaks to the deep longing audiences feel for romantic closure, not just for characters, but for ourselves. People want to believe in the idea that two people can find their way back to each other, even if life pulled them apart. "We've all had that one love we never got over," one fan tweeted. They represent that for millions of us. And so the sight of them together again, under a soft soul streetlight, heads close, faces relaxed, felt like a whispered what if to the world. Something is coming. Whether it's a drama announcement, a relationship reveal, or simply a nostalgic interview where they reflect on everything, they've stirred a wave that can't be silenced. Studios are watching. Fans are watching. The world is watching. And the silence, it might be ending soon. A global storm, #Wang Yu reunion explodes. It started with a single blurry photo outside a Seoul tea house, but within 24 hours, it was the #1 trending topic on X, formerly Twitter, Weibo, and Instagram Reels. The hashtag, #Wang Yu reunion. From Beijing to Paris, Lagos to Los Angeles, fans posted emotional videos, long captions, throwback clips, and side-by-side comparisons of Dylan and Shen Yu's expressions from 2018 versus now. "Look at their eyes," one fan posted. "You can't fake that kind of softness." Another quote going viral, "You know it's real when time passes, and the smile stays the same." Within 48 hours, #Wang Yu reunion had been used over 14 million times across platforms. TikTok tribute videos, the ultimate fan devotion. TikTok creators moved fast, some pulling together clips from Meteor Garden, others mixing in scenes from behind the scenes, interviews, and fan edits with emotional audio overlays like "Until I Found You" by Steven Sanchez, "Invisible String" by Taylor Swift, "First Love" by Hikaru Utada. Tears flowed. Edits went viral. Fans dropped comments like, "I waited 5 years for this moment. I didn't know how much I needed this until I saw them again." It's not just nostalgia. It's hope. One creator even got 1.9 million views in 12 hours by pairing their soul photo with a voiceover saying, "Maybe the world pulled them apart, just so we'd remember what real love looks like." Shen Yu's fans, who fiercely supported her through rumors and ridicule, were the most cautious. "As long as she's happy, that's all that matters," one longtime fan wrote. But even the most protective voices couldn't hide their hope. "Look at the way she glances up at him. That's not acting. That's knowing." And when someone posted a comparison video of her smile from 2018 beside the one seen in Seoul this week, the top comment had 60,000 likes. He still makes her smile like that, after all these years.